I just got something that said recording stop. Now it's back. You still got me?
Yeah, I got you, but it stopped recording, so I had to start it over.
Oh, okay.
But
So,
we could go from here.
yeah, okay. What was that last question?
Oh, have you taken this out on the road? How long have you been doing it? And are you doing the looping while you're playing out? Is it something that you really stick to the theme of Guitarmy of One?
Absolutely, yeah. I've been looping, like I said before, like for 15 years. I do it with Frenchie and the Punk, who we gig a lot. You know, gig all over the U.S. and go to Europe and stuff. And that's all live looping except for the tunes that are just acoustic and vocal. But with Guitarmy of One, yeah, I have my whole massive pedal board with drum pads that I do live drum pad stuff to it. It's all live. Yeah, and I've been doing it for a long time, so I've got it down to an art, where I'm just, yeah, that's how I present the whole live show. It's kind of the whole idea behind Guitarmy of One. It is a Guitarmy of One because I'm layering and looping, guitar riffs, so it's like a army of one guitar player.
And describe your album that you put out. Did you put it out yourself, first of all?
This one.
Yeah, awesome.
I did, yeah. I put that out on my own EA Recordings label. That I also put out the Frenchie and the Punk stuff on, and some of the earlier Outpatients stuff. Yeah, that came out this year, actually, 2021, early this year. I recorded it during 2020, the pandemic mayhem of 2020.
But being a one man band, that served you well in this project.
Yes, yes. I just kind of like this. After playing in bands for so many years, I think I was just like, all right, I want to strip it down to the form just one person playing guitar. The responsibility is all me. Now I don't have to deal with, hey, is the drummers, what's happening here? It's just I like to do that. I like that solo kind of deal. Even with Frenchie and Punk, we're just a duo. Samantha sings and plays percussion, and I'm just live looping.
Awesome. I really like that idea, and I love the fact that you own it and you make it your own.
Yeah, and I think I like the efficiency of it too. I hate to say it's like a control thing, but I can control the sounds, and I have this idea in my head, and it's really focused.
Cool. I want to talk about your stereo system back there. I see a reel to reel. Tell me a little bit about what I'm seeing right there. And man, I love the old stereos, so I'm totally into this.
Oh, really? Okay, that's funny. Well, of course, I have the double tape deck here. This is probably the third or fourth one I've had. I used to use these back in like the early 80s when I was making the Outpatients demo tapes. We would, dub our demo and sell them at shows and trade them and stuff. That's an old DAT player, which some of the stuff I'm not really using anymore. The reel to reel someone gave me, so it's a cool piece. It needs some work. I'd love to say that, yeah, I'm using the reel to reel and recording with it, but it needs some work and stuff. So you could say that this is like the Valhalla or the pre-graveyard of a stereo stuff. What is it? Is it Valhalla that's in between heaven and hell?
Yeah.
Something like that, yeah.
Yeah. So one more thing. Where can people find your album and your music?
The Guitarmy of One record is on Bandcamp, of course. It's on Spotify, Deezer, all those things. What else is there out there? Apple Music, you can get it through that. You can also get it through my Guitarmy of One website, or the batfrogs.com website, which is Frenchie and a Punk's merch site. So it's kind of, it's available anywhere you can get, and download or stream music. I got a bunch of videos on YouTube.
Oh, great. Do you have your own channel?
Yeah. Yeah, yeah, it's youtube.com/Guitarmy of One. Um, so yeah, I have 5 videos out for this album, and they're
Wow.
all kind of spy themed because you know the record is totally inspired by 60s and 70s TV and spy and detective shows like
Yeah.
The Man from Uncle, The Prisoner, I Spy, all that. So there's kind of videos where I'm running around upstate New York and wherever on these crazy missions. It's a lot of running in these videos, but yeah, that's another place where getting the tunes. You know,
Awesome. I did see another single on iTunes. Tell me a little bit about that.
the other one probably on that is called "Never End the Rocket Century." I think that's the one you saw. The
Yeah.
other single, and that's actually from. I might have that here. Our a little show and tell. That's this record. It's called Never End the Rocket Century. This is a record I put out in 2017. I called this one, I kept my name Scott Helen on this. It wasn't really a Guitarmy of One record, but it is that same style of looping and really driving acoustic guitar, kind of punky um, music on this. You know, it's like this Guitarmy of One record style wise. This record actually, Never End the Rocket Century, the title is inspired by 2 Ramones records. Um, Rocket Century, End of the Century, and I'm spacing out on my whole concept behind this record for
Rocket
some
to
reason.
Russia.
Rockets Russia. Thank you. Yes,
Yeah.
yes, that's it. Yeah. Basically, the idea of this record was going back to like never end the rocket century, that explosion of creativity that you had when you're a kid, like when you're 12, like me, when I discovered the Ramones, you know, in 1980, and it just kind of blew open my whole world. Like, whoa, that's the Ramones are why I started playing music in the first place. You know, as a kid, you hear stuff on the radio, whatever was playing. I don't know, you know, The Doors or Bad Company. You know, okay, that's all cool, yeah. But then I heard the Ramones Left of the Dial, and that was it. I was like, that's what I want to do. See Dee Dee Ramone up there. It just sounded cool. It looked cool. It blew my hat off, you know. And so that's what this record is kind of, you know, kind of going back to that, you know, time when you were a kid, that explosion of creativity and music, and to kind of keep that a hold of that as you get older too, you know, that just that surprise element, that excitement that music can give you, you know, that's the hairs in the back of your
And
neck stand up when you hear music that you just love and just makes you like I tend to obviously I tend to like music that is a little bit more I don't know if I want to say aggressive, but you know, I like, you know, I grew up on, you know, punk rock and metal, and of course I like, you know, all sorts of different stuff like Spanish music and Spanish guitar music, flamenco, surf rock, but I definitely like that driving kind of stuff.
uh, that's great that you say that about the Ramones because that that single that you put out is kind of an homage to your formative years when you first hear music and something finally sticks.
Yeah,
That's a special thing. You have that your whole life.
totally. Yeah. I'm sure you have the exact same thing, you know, that music that you just like, it's like music is life, you know, that stuff that just, I mean, I can tell, you know, you have your pie records, you're into music, you're, you know, it's like we live this stuff. You got a band shirt on there. I can't tell what that
Oh,
is.
the Breakers.
The Breakers. Okay, to get the Breakers. I got Discord shirt. We live this stuff. It's like it's in the veins, it's in the blood, you know. It's what makes us tick. Makes me tick, you know. I just we love music, and that's what this is all about. This is what this is what we're here for.
So you're in upstate New York. Where and when can people see you going out, venturing out, and playing?
Actually, yeah, I'm in upstate New York. New Paltz, kind of near the Woodstock area. Um, next, actually, I'm playing next weekend in Beacon, New York.
Oh, awesome.
It's a Guitar Me of One show, and also Frenchie and a Punk is playing, so I'm doing double duty with both acts. Um, and that is at like an art cultural center in Beacon, New York, and they have this thing called a Brick Pan Alley Music Pop Up. So, and that's a free outdoor show. So that's the next thing I have coming up with Guitar Me of One. Then after that, I'm playing a punk show in Massachusetts with a band called the Prozacs.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Yep, J Prozac. It's the Prozac's 20th year anniversary. Also on the bill is the Agonizers, and I can't remember. It's like Drop Dead Linda is on the bill. Guitarmy of One. So I'll be doing that. That's like in November 19th out in Feeding Hills, Massachusetts. And then it kind of winds down for the year. With Frenchie and Punk, we just played last weekend at a steampunk event in Manchester, Connecticut. And Frenchie and Punk does also, like steampunk, pagan, fairy festival, alternative, events and stuff. Very upbeat, kind of cabaret rock band. But I hope to pick up some more shows towards the end of the year. Things are slowing down. I think it's tricky to play inside with the whole COVID thing still going on. So I'm hoping like everybody else, every other band out there, that 2022 kind of gets a little
Yeah.
more safe and people get healthy and get with it, so they can get out there and do what we love.
Yeah, man. Yeah. Do you get a real charge out of doing two different sets with two different bands? Is that I've never done it, but I know a lot of people really get a charge out of that.
I do like that. Yeah, yeah, it's totally cool. I mean, I love playing in both projects. French and Punk is a vocal project where Samantha, my partner Samantha, sings, and that's really upbeat and fun. And then doing the Guitarmy set, it's interesting because they're two different head spaces. Because I'm doing more chord based stuff with Frenchie and Punk, bar chords and kind of keeping that together and live looping. And then with the Guitarmy of One stuff, there's no singing; it's all instrumental, and it's a lot more, kind of intricate lines and stuff. So it's definitely different headspace. It's a good challenge. I got to
Awesome.
make sure I get enough sleep, or I'm going to forget those riffs.
Yeah.
You know.
Um, so is there anything I haven't mentioned or haven't talked about that you might want to send a message to our viewers?
Yeah, one thing we didn't really talk about is early days, me playing in hardcore and punk bands and stuff. That's like a big part of where I started with the band called Deep Wound. That was my first band, and that had Jay Mascis from Dinosaur Jr.
Oh,
and
wow.
Lou Barlow. Obviously, before it was pre Dinosaur Jr. I met Lou Barlow in high school, and then we put a flyer out looking for drummers who could play super fast hardcore beats. And Jay answered the ad, and I think he was like 17 or something. So that was my first hardcore band. I still play with those guys. We still do shows every once in a while, usually within a Dinosaur Jr. set, you know. And then the second band I had while I was in Deep Wound 2 was called the Outpatients. And that was a straight up hardcore band. We kind of went into more of a thrash metal kind of sound. And there's
Like
like a
crossover.
retrospective crossover, exactly, yeah.
Yeah.
Kind of like Corrosion Conformity,
Yeah.
um, maybe DRI. We were into Black Flag and the Adolescents and Bad Brains, as well as like Motorhead and Venom. So that's kind of where that crossover thing comes in. Discharge, GBH, all those like classic bands. But yeah, Outpatients have a record coming out on Painkiller Records. Um, Sometime this year, whenever the vinyl companies can catch up and start pressing records
Oh,
again.
oh my God, it's taken so long.
Yeah, it's insane, right? Totally. Yeah.
There was a
But
band
look,
there's a band called Senses Fail that did a
oh yeah,
Joshua Tree live
yep.
two live shows, one of two different albums, and they said it would be 4 to 16 weeks before you after the shows that you would get your records. I ordered it,
Yeah,
but I'm sure it's much longer now.
yeah. It's really crazy, that kind of stuff. Um, Otherwise, or other musical stuff. I'm really into the surf rock thing. I like. There's a French band called, I can never pronounce the name. It's called Les what is it? Agamemnons.
Agamemnons.
Yes, yes. Thank you. Sorry, my partner Samantha is French, so she'd be very upset with me that I butchered their name. So they have some cool stuff. Tremolo Beer Gut has some cool
Yeah.
surf stuff. Um, so I really like that sound. I'd like to do some surf shows, but I don't know if there's like gatekeepers like, oh, he's not playing a Fender Jaguar, he's playing an acoustic Godin guitar. That's, but you got to do your own thing and follow your own path.
I
So
think festivals would be more open to a wider variety of the genre.
yeah, I would think so too. The cast the net a little bit wide and hear
Yeah,
some different takes stuff. Yeah.
yeah.
Oh,
Well, I
yeah.
want to thank you
Totally.
so much, Scott. I really enjoyed listening to the album. Like when I was, like I said, I was totally thrown for a loop the first song I heard, but the more and more I got into the album, the more I recognized, well, the muting that you do reminded me of the thrash. The lines you did reminded me of surf, and I'm like, oh, I love all this stuff. So, and
Right.
so I was a total thrash head. So I recognized it right away.
Yeah, that's cool. I think if you not used to those kind of styles, you might not pick it up. But yeah, it's cool. It's cool. People at shows always come up. You listen to, they can like, you're into Discharge or you're into Black Flag or you like to, you know, I don't know, early Metallica or something. They pick on all sorts of different stuff, whatever.
Awesome.
Yeah, I
Awesome.
liked all that. Yeah, but thank you. I appreciate that. Yeah.
Awesome. Well, I want to thank you so much, Scott. I really enjoyed talking to you. I especially enjoyed the album. It was really really refreshing to hear something so new and different. And I want to thank you for sharing it with me.
Thank you, man. I appreciate that. Appreciate the opportunity to talk to you, and it's great. It's good. We got to keep on doing what we're doing, right?
Yeah, definitely, definitely. All right, man. Have a good night.
All right. Cheers. You too.